This is intrepid Bout reporter Peter Rabid with the video recap of the Mad Rollin' Dolls 2016 season opener. In the first bout of the night, Quad Squad teed off against the three-time defending MRD champion Reservoir Dolls. Team Green jumped out to an early lead from consistent lead jams by Hammer Abby and Sequin Destroyer. Points were hard to come by for the Res Dolls early on due to a series of jammer penalties. Mouse got whistled for 2 infractions at once, and Lady Hoo-Ha had to sit twice during the next jam. Halfway through the first period, Quad Squad sat atop a commanding lead 62-18. Quad Squad jammers continued to flummox their opponents as the half continued. With 7 minutes left in the period, Lady Hoo-Ha helped her team's cause with an 18-point jam, assisted by key blocks from Res Doll rookies Tenacious D and Sly and I. It looked like the Skate Crime Syndicate was on their way to mounting a comeback, but Sequin Destroyer took charge, twirling through the Res Dolls defense, skating backwards to blow kisses to opposing blockers left in her wake. The half ended with Quad Squad holding a commanding lead, 123-56. Lip Smacker and Lady Hoo-Ha got on track for the Reservoir Dolls to close the deficit to 131-86 to start the second half, but Team Green's defense clamped down and held the Res Dolls scoreless for 7 minutes. Mouse got the Res Dolls back on the board with a couple of scoring jams. Trailing by 42 with 15 minutes left in the game, things were looking up for the Skate Crime Syndicate until they had a complete meltdown. Over the next 7 minutes, the Res Dolls had an instance where 3 blockers were sent to the sin bin at once, got sentenced for too many skaters on the track, and had 1 expulsion. Add to that some harassing defense by Quad Squad blockers Gouda Riddance, Guacamole, and Girl Friday, and in no time, Team Green was ahead 200-104. Mouse tried valiantly to close the gap, scoring 37 of her team-high 53 points in the last 5 minutes of the game, but the Quad Squad prevailed 209-144. Quad Squad was the last team to beat the Res Dolls way back in the 2012 championship game. Thrill Show, recently returned from a year away, quietly led the Quad Squad in scoring with 46 points. With the hundreds of fans all abuzz from the history that they had just witnessed, they were hungry for more action from the next bout. The Vaudeville Vixens, who hadn't won a home season game since 2013, were ready to take on the Unholy Rollers. Jams from the Manipulator and Fang Dangled got the Unholies an early lead. The half went by quickly, with the Unholies holding a consistent 20-point lead for most of the way. With 6 minutes left in the half, key scoring efforts by Shantastic McAwesome and Dalek Doll and stout Vixens defense closed the gap, pulling the Vixens to within 1 point of the Unholies at 84-83. Black Velvet got the second half underway with a 15-point scoring run to put the Vixens ahead. A tough defensive effort, particularly by A Magnitude, Daisy Juke, Montana Slammer, and rookie Bandana Split, kept the Unholy Rollers off the board for the first 5 minutes of the half. Shantastic McAwesome continued her scoring onslaught, racking up a game-high 80 points, and the Vixens continued their defensive prowess, holding the Unholies scoreless for another 4-jam stretch. With 13 minutes left in the game, the Vixens suddenly saw themselves with a 52-point lead, 151-99. The Unholy Rollers tried to dig themselves out of the hole, aided by scoring efforts by rookie Ginger Snap and veteran Gertrude Awakening, and notable big hits by rookie blocker Jen Detta. However, the Vixens were able to consistently score to avoid any major comeback by the opposition. The Unholies mounted a last-ditch attempt to come from behind with strict time management and timely scoring. Gertrude Awakening scored 8 of her team-high 71 points, and then Jen Detta scored 10 while donning the star for the first time in the game. In the end, the Vixens were able to stave off the Unholy Rollers 197-163.